the year of the
Year of
20s,
20s.
right? I think another thing at that time that we lose sight of is, again, sometimes for women, especially thyroid, right? Increasingly, we're seeing PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, creeping up on women, again related to hormones and weight. And that then causes fertility issues as you progress towards the late 20s and early 30s. So that's another thing for us to keep in mind as well in the 20s. 20s, again, is a time with, first job, newfound freedom, some money. Therefore, people tend to experiment with alcohol, with smoking, with drugs. Be very mindful about the amounts of some of these things and the impact it's having on you. Another thing that we do a lot of during that age, depending on the job, is sitting.
Right? A big time.
So
they say lack of physical activity is almost equal to smoking.
Exactly. 15 cigarettes a day. Right? That's something now let's not worry about whether it's 15 or 20 or 10. The bottom line is sitting is bad for you. Why? Sitting for prolonged periods without moving essentially drops your basal metabolic rate. And that means the metabolism that's going on inside your body at a resting state. That means you're not running, you're not brisk walking, right? At a resting state, body is still breaking down the carbohydrates and generating glucose. It's doing something inside, even when you and I are just sitting here on the couch and talking. That's called the basal metabolic rate. That basal metabolic rate tends to drop when you are not moving actively. And 30 minutes, 45 minutes of sitting, right, drops it down to as if you were sleeping. Right? So what do? Break up your seating time. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right? Every hour, make sure you move. Take a few steps. I'm so glad that there are now a movement towards having coffee machines and water coolers in common places. That means your coffee doesn't come to your desk. You get up, take the 100 steps required, right, back and forth to go get that cup of coffee, right, to go fill that water bottle or your glass. If you're sitting in a long meeting, it's okay to stand up, right, for a few minutes and then sit back down. Move your feet, right, almost up and down, right, at the ankle, under the table. Nobody will notice. But remember, you're doing something, right? And this then allows you to keep your basal metabolic rate at a higher level than if you were simply sitting.
Right. And also there's something called soleus push-ups where we do this and lifting the heel up and down.
Yes.
I put a reel on that as well, that is considered to be a little bit more metabolically active.
That's right.
So physical activity has to be incorporated in that age.
Absolutely, because the minute you start to do it at that age, you start to make it a habit, right? You have standing meetings, right?
And you have standing desk now.
Standing desks.
That's
standing
wonderful.
Meetings. If you need to meet
not taking elevator.
That's right. Oh, that's a big one.
Not taking lift.
That's a big one. At least my own personal rule is 5 floors.
5 floors.
Right? Anything less than 5 floors, walk it. Right?
Depending upon the steps. No.
5 floors, right?
5 floors.
If try for yourself, right? Because every one of us is different, right? So try for yourself. My rule for myself is 5 floors. If I
That's
have
a good rule.
If I have to get to the 5th floor, right, I will walk it. Now, any greater than that, I'm living on the 14th floor.
Absolutely elevator.
We understand.
Yes.
We understand that you need to take the elevator.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Just a thought process.
Yes.
Just a mindset.
Exactly. And we're able-bodied at that age. Let's save the elevator for those who have arthritis.
Correct.
Right? For those who can't do
the things that we can do.
That's right. Right?
And also parking your car way away from the restaurant.
That's right.
Something that, even though we eat a lot.
It's good for actually afterwards.
Correct.
Right?
Afterwards as well.
Afterwards, because, you eat a nice hearty meal and then you have to have some steps before you actually sit back in the car and drive the 45 minutes home.
Correct.
Yes. So it's okay to actually have the car parked far away. Take the keys from the valet, tip them right there for having parked your car earlier. and walk to your car. Right? So these are small things that we can actually start to do early. And if you are lucky enough and now are living in a large Indian city with the metro and some public transportation, please do find a way to take it. There are days when I don't get the car in time for my pickup. I don't think twice about walking to the metro, taking the metro home, and walking the 300 meters from the metro station to my home. Right? Thankfully, India is catching up on that front. And if you're living in some of the bigger cities, you have this as an option. Please find a way to take it. That way you take cars off of the road and you're contributing to sustainability and to climate change
traffic as well.
and traffic as well.
As well.